Voina, war, this terrible habit we have of solving conflict with violence. War, unfortunately, has come much closer to many of us these days. Something I personally thought I'd never experience in my lifetime. These are some of the highlights of the Swedish Military Museum in Stockholm. The museum isn't so much focused on military vehicles, although this Swedish S-tank is on display outside the museum. The S-tank is quite unique and a pretty cool vehicle, I think. It's defined as a tank, but it really is designed more to be a tank destroyer. And it's very much designed to be a defensive weapon. I'm mainly going to show some of the displays in the museum, depicting warfare through Swedish history, with a focus on, well, let's say the misery that war really is. We're not really a nation that tends to glorify war, and this museum, I think, is a very good example of that. This here is from the Swedish involvement in the 30 Years' War in continental Europe in the 17th century. As you can see, quite horrid figures, really. And unfortunately, as we can see in the news today, this is really what war looks like. It's not a pretty picture. All of these are, of course, just figures. I don't know if they're made of wax or some other material, but something similar. But they're all life-size. This is the infamous and famous Swedish cavalry. This is in the 18th century uniforms, but they became most famous during the 17th century for deploying Eastern-style tactics on Western Europe's battlefields very successfully. This is a display showing a 18th century soldier in a trench, showing that trench warfare really isn't something new. This is one of the few vehicles they got. This is the Goliath, a German World War II design. It was a remote controlled vehicle that was supposed to drive up to a enemy tank and explode. Not very efficient, I heard. Maybe producing one tank to destroy one tank isn't really that effective. This is something that defines the modern battlefield. It's a drone that can be used for surveillance or for attacking targets. Thank you for watching. I hope you're well in these difficult times, and I'll see you in another video.